Are you into superheroes? And if the answer is yes, then you clicked on the right video because I am ranking the top 10 best superheroes series out there right now. And this is according to Rotten Tomatoes and their scores. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. Here we cover everything geek culture, and today we are talking about the top 10 best superhero TV series. Now, this is not just exclusive to Marvel and DC. I've literally went and searched superhero shows, you know, if they have powers, things like that, anything supernatural that gives them powers, I included in this list. And then I went to Rotten Tomatoes and I got the audience and critic score, combined them, divided by 2, and got the aggregate score, and I ranked them from number 1 to number 10, or number 10 to number 1. So here's the top 10. Coming in at number 10 with a critic score of 89%, but an audience score of 77%, giving it a total of 83%, is Stargirl. Now, Stargirl started at HBO, moved to the CW. So for season 2, it's gonna be on the CW. And the premise of the show is after discovering the Star-Spangled Kid's gear, teenager Courtney Whitmore joins the Justice Society of America as Stargirl, teaming up with an unlikely group of young heroes to stop villains of the past. I haven't ever seen Stargirl. I did hear, however, really good things about Stargirl. Audience score of 77% does kind of put me off a little bit. It's not the lowest audience score percentage out of the list, but 77% is not low, but because trust me, there's really low scores here. I don't know, Stargirl, not completely on my radar just yet. I am interested, but just not watching that right now. Moving on. At number 9, we have the Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy comes in with an 82% critic score, but an 87% audience score. Remember, audience scores are very important in this, perhaps even more important than the critic score. Because at the end of the day, you really want your audience to look and to like what they're watching. So I did, this was one of the most searched for shows in 2020. If you missed that, I'm gonna put that here on the cards above. But this was one of the most searched shows. So this kind of tells a story about how 43 infants in 1989 were born with these superpowers, and this billionaire kind of gets 7 of them together and raises them and prepares them to save the world. So this was created by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. It was based off his comics, became a series on Netflix. So Umbrella Academy is definitely on my radar, and I'm definitely going to watch it soon. Coming in at number 8 is Agent Carter. Honestly, I was surprised when I was researching some of these shows. I was like, I'm not gonna put Agent Carter on the list, but I'm like, no. Put every single show in there because you never know. And this was definitely a surprise because it has a critic score of 86% and an audience score of 85%, which is really good. So it gave it a total of 85.5%. And it just kind of confuses me a little bit because this was canceled. It only had 2 seasons and it was canceled. Obviously, this is a Marvel show, which tells the story of Peggy Carter, unstoppable secret agent for the Strategic Scientific Reserve, dedicating to find new atomic threats that emerged after World War II. So if you remember, Peggy Carter was a little girlfriend of Mr. Captain Rogers. Yeah, I don't know. Just Captain America's girlfriend show. Again, scores look really good, so I'm kind of puzzled as to why it was canceled. Apparently there was just not enough people watching. There wasn't enough people watching. Is that 85% accurate? I don't know. I took what I was given. So Agent Carter, number 8. Number 7 is a show that is currently on the air right now, and I debated to see if I was gonna put this or not because it's only been 5 episodes out at the time of this recording. But WandaVision is up in number 7 with a critic rating of 93% and an audience score of 78%, giving it an 85.5 total score. Now, 78% fan rating I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is mainly due to the first 3 episodes. A lot of people didn't get WandaVision, especially the first 3 episodes. And I want us to get to episode 4 and episode 5. If you watch this series, and you know what I'm talking about, really picks up from there. So I'm willing to bet that once the entire series is out, this is gonna be way higher. But for now, WandaVision is number 7. Number 6 is Doom Patrol. I've also heard of Doom Patrol. I've never watched Doom Patrol, but Doom Patrol was actually in the cameo at the series finale of Arrow, and I do remember seeing Doom Patrol there. If you've seen the series finale of Arrow, then you know what I'm talking about. Sorry if I spoiled that for you, but Doom Patrol is a team of traumatized and downtrodden superheroes, each whom have suffered a horrible accident that gave them superhuman abilities but left them scarred and disfigured. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna watch this. I mean, critic score of 96% is really high, and it's actually the highest critic score on the list. So Doom Patrol is on my radar, so I'll be watching and reviewing that. Next on the list, and one of my personal favorites, is Amazon's The Boys. This is a really good show. This is a very gory show. This is a very this show kind of just shows all their cards, and it's like, here we go. Like it, take it or leave it. It is up to you. I love it. Critic score of 90%, audience score of 86%, given a total score of 88%. The Boys is a show basically where superheroes, they're as popular as celebrities, and they're kind of used like celebrities for endorsement deals and this and that. But some of these superheroes start to go rogue and using their powers for other things rather than saving people, or really taking the choice of saving people into their own hands. It gets really, really, really crazy, and it kind of crosses the line on multiple occasions, which is why I like it. So I think The Boys to be on number 6. Hold. For The Boys to be on number 5 is deserved. I would actually think this would be a little bit up on the list, but number 5, The Boys. Coming in at number 4 was actually a surprise to me. This is Legion. I have heard of Legion. I watch a series called Dark, and I love those series. It's one of my favorite series that I've ever watched, ever. And kind of trying to look for something that's similar to Dark. And some people told me that Legion is kind of like it. Now this is only 3 seasons long, and it's based on a character called David Haller. David Haller is a troubled young man who was diagnosed with schizophrenia as a child, shuffled from one psychiatric institution to the next in his early 30s. But after being sort of haunted his entire life by this condition, he learns that this condition might not be a condition at all, and what he actually has is superpowers. So 3 seasons, and there's no plans of continuing with a 4th season. So I think this is already done with, and this was not canceled. This was resolved in 3 seasons. So Legion's another one on my list because it has pretty high critic and fan rating. So why not? 88% is rated just as high as The Boys, which is a show that I really particularly love. Number 4, Legion. All right, here's our top 3 shows, superhero shows. And again, this is all according to Rotten Tomatoes. I got the fan score, and I got the critic score, combined them together, divided by 2, and got the top 10. And number 3 is Marvel's Daredevil, Netflix's Daredevil. This is way better than the movie. The guy that they picked for Daredevil here, Charlie Cox, he was just so perfect for this role. He plays the role of Matt Murdock and Daredevil really, really well. Daredevil has a 92 critic score, 92% critic score, and 90% for audience score. So this was by far the best of the 4 or 5 Marvel shows that they had on Netflix. It was the only one on top 10. It was a real shame that this was canceled. And it was canceled because, not because the show was bad, but canceled because of the whole Disney Plus and Marvel having their own streaming series. So then they had to cancel all their shows from Netflix. But Charlie Cox did sign a contract to reprise his role as Matt Murdock, and apparently in Spider-Man 3, the movie. So I really hope they reboot Daredevil with the same characters on Disney Plus, because it really deserves it, because it was a really great show. On number 2 is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have watched 5 out of the 7 seasons so far, and the reason I haven't really kept up with it is because I was waiting for season 6 to finish, and at the time they didn't know if season 5 was going to be the last one. Apparently they made season 6 and they made season 7, so gotta get back into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought it was a good show. Critics think it's a good show because the critics gave it a 95%, and the fans give it, the audience scores a 90%, giving it a 92.5 total score. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as you know, if you're a Marvel fan, you know what S.H.I.E.L.D. is. If you don't know what S.H.I.E.L.D. is, they're basically a law enforcement organization, and they have superheroes. And there is a member, the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been on several Marvel movies. And they basically fight Hydra a lot of the times. There's some alien threats and whatnot. But I think the show was very good. It introduced Quake. Overall, I think Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is definitely worth your time if you want to binge watch something that's been out already. You know, something's been out for 7 seasons. So if you want to watch and binge something that is kind of long, because there's a lot of episodes, and if you want to binge something that's completed, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great show to watch. In number 1, first place, according to the critics and audience scores from Rotten Tomatoes, the best superhero show on TV right now. I had to look at this, and I had to do a double take, because I was like, this cannot be the highest rated superhero show on TV, but it is The Tick. Amazon's The Tick. The Tick only had 2 seasons. I'm having a hard time understanding this. Just because The Tick, I don't think he has real superpowers. I don't think he has superpowers, but it's all in his head. He imagines all of this. But it has a 95% critic rating and a 93% audience rating, giving it a 94% total score. Let me just read the show here for you. In a world where superheroes and villains have been real for decades, Arthur, an unassuming accountant with no superpowers, becomes embroiled in the middle of a battle between good and evil. When he realizes that the city is owned by a global supervillain who was long thought to be dead, he struggles to uncover the conspiracy. As he becomes obsessed with the conspiracy, most people think he's crazy. One person who believes Arthur is a mysterious new ally, the Tick, who is a bizarre blue superhero who may just be a figment of Arthur's imagination. So I was wrong. So he's thinking of this new ally, which may be a product of his imagination. I went to read comments about the show, and mostly everybody that's watched this says that the show is really funny, really well written, really well constructed. So I am actually going to give the Tick a try. I mean, it's the number 1 show, so why not give it a chance? It only has 2 seasons, and I believe it got canceled due to a lack of number in viewership. So those who have really watched it really enjoyed it, but apparently it just wasn't enough people watching. And I think this is one of the first new series that Amazon started to put out when they decided to come out with their own series. That could be it. Amazon does have a track record of having critically acclaimed series. So I'm gonna be giving it a try. If you have not seen the most searched shows of 2020, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below and also in the ending cards. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.